Greetings and salutations. It is me, your boy Dov, from a long hiatus. It's been a couple of months now, and I'm still in New Zealand, and I have a work visa, so all right, you know what I'm saying? That's right, faith, right? There's a lot of stuff that has happened throughout the last couple of months, and I'll have to go through a lot of that and process a lot of the stuff that I have currently going on. There's so many stuff that's happening. It's crazy. But for this video in particular, I want to talk about an artist that really is special to me. And this artist goes by the name of Tomomi Kobayashi. Tomomi Kobayashi, if I'm saying it right. She has contributed to the artwork for Saga Frontier 2. And I'm going to specifically cover Saga Frontier 2 because this was the game that introduced me to her art and really got me immersed in her character design, her aesthetics as far as the watercolor, pastel-like colors that she contributes. And as far as I know, all the works that I have seen of her are all traditionally watercolor paint. And I've always wished that I could create colorful pieces of artwork just like her, because there's just this elegance around her artwork. And when I was young, when this game came out, just to kind of provide context of how old I am an old man. I remember this game, and it was just a sight for sore eyes, because this game, Saga Frontier 2, was more art than a game, in my opinion. Now, I know it's a video game, but the game had hand-drawn backgrounds. The sprites were done a little bit more of the 3D side versus the 2D side, but it's just the presence of Saga Frontier 2 that really, I don't think that you can get any more art than Saga Frontier 2, in my opinion, because that game just oozed with just lovely color palettes, vibrant character designs, and an amazing musical composition by Masashi Hamazu, which is credited. He is still one of the best composers I've ever heard in video games, period. And the music still holds up. His piano pieces, I still have that as a playlist on YouTube. I have absolutely no shame about that whatsoever. But this game, again, introduced me to Tomomi. And I really, just from the start of the game, I really identified with Gustave, the main character. And he was a reject. He was exiled because he had no magic. And basically the premise of the game was sectioned in two ways. You first are going through the road of Gustave, and he's basically a neglected child. He feels like he's inadequate. He feels like something is wrong, something is missing, something is deficient. And so, going through the game with Gustave, and then we have Gustave, and then we have William Knights, we have this dichotomy of a legacy or a child that is without. And then we have another side where there's a guy with magic. And so it's just very interesting how the game kind of combines both things and through generations. And I know I'm going through the overview of the game because I personally love the game. I think it's criminally one of the most underrated games ever. And I don't mean to gloat about the game of Saga Frontier 2, but I want to go back to Tomomi's just her works. And again, one of the pieces that really stick out to me as I'm going through some of these, oh, look at this. We have here young Gustave here, and we have Kelvin, we have Flynn, we have some of his friends here, and you see this little cute little guy over here. See this cute little puppy over here. But I'm just going to refer to Tomomi as Kobayashi. Kobayashi definitely has a consistent flow. It's almost like the characters are coming out of the picture, and I love her use of border to kind of have the characters in a way come out of the border edges here. Here's this one of William Knight's, old William Knight's, and we have the crew here. They're gonna fight the last fight versus the egg. And you can notice here that they're kind of coming out the border, and Kobayashi is just really good at just form, flow, composition. This is obviously one of my favorite compositions amongst many of them. But Saga Frontier 2 really made me feel very, very, very immersed in its world and the character designs that she's done. And I know that her designs have been a heavy influence in terms of the game direction. Really has taken a lot in terms of my development as an artist growing up. I remember just soaking in and drawing sketch after sketch after sketch of characters that looked almost like Kobayashi's drawings, and just trying to emulate that style and emulate the pencil work here. And some of her pencil work here, again, is just great. Here's one of William Knight's, and of course I love William Knight's design. It's one of my favorite designs in video games, period, along with Gustave. And I know that's saying a lot because I have a plethora of favorite character designs, but I just love William Knight's. I love just the young, brash, youthy, very high-spirited energy from this sketch here. And her sketch work, again, is just, it's just great. I love everything about it. And she didn't just do Saga Frontier 2, obviously. She did Saga Frontier 1. I didn't never play Saga Frontier 1 personally, but I did see a lot of her artworks as well. And though I never played it, I was always immersed with Kobayashi's work from that game. And here's one of Red and Alcazar, I don't know how to say it, the robot, the cool looking robot in the back. And always liked Red designs. I also liked Blue's design as well, and Blue. And here's one of Blue and crew. And I actually liked this composition. I remember looking at this a lot as a kid because Kobayashi had a great eye in detail in terms of just adding and incorporating elements that you wouldn't want to add, but there's just so many natural things like nature, birds. You can see here with the plants, you can see just sometimes the most challenging thing about her work is the fact that, because I've always liked to draw poses that are dynamic, but sometimes drawing the most simple basic things, like here we have Lute just playing his guitar. I remember having so much difficulty drawing just a guy playing a guitar. It's so sad, but that just really makes me appreciate her work, is because it just seems natural. Her work just seems elegant and natural. So we have Cordelia here. We're going back to Saga Frontier 2. And of course, you know, it's again the watercolors here. And here's one of my favorite pictures of Gustave, the steel. I can go make an entire new video on Gustave and why he's one of my favorite video game characters in terms of the story. But I really appreciated this design because it really just shows the confidence of this character. It really just shows that he is owning his deficiency in a way, and he's embracing just the fact that he's without what other people have. He's embracing it, and it's kind of like his worth as he works his way and rises in ranks and nobility and basically becoming, you know, ruler again. And this design kind of shows that growth in a way. And if we go in reverse and look at young Gustave, it's definitely a departure here. But I've always, again, you can just see the incline. But I always liked Gustave's sword. I thought Kobayashi did a good job of creating that sword. It's very iconic, very timeless, especially Gustave's design here, young Gustave's design. And so obviously Kobayashi, and I know I can go on and on about Saga Frontier 2. It's a great game. I don't care if it's criminally underrated. I really appreciate it. But she's also done a number of other Saga Frontier 2 not Saga Frontier 2 games. She's done Romancing Saga. She's done some artworks for Legend of Legacy, I believe, and Second Densetsu as well. And that's kind of all I know, but I predominantly know her based upon the Saga works and the Saga games in general. So I really wanted to make this because of the fact that Saga Frontier 2 Remastered just came out, and I've always wanted to talk about Kobayashi's work. Again, she has made a lasting impression on me growing up, and I just, every time that I look at a character design from her, Hamazu's music is playing in the background, and it just makes me go all the way back to simpler times where I just want to play a game just to embellish in a story. And sometimes, man, I one of the reasons why I make these videos is because I really don't know how many people actually appreciate the art. These artists are working so hard behind the scenes, and yet I don't feel like they are appropriately appreciated. And it bothers me. It really bothers me. And I'm so passionate about this kind of stuff. I'm just a kid all over again. And I just want to just give them their props. I want to give Kobayashi her props, because she has made a lasting legacy, at least on me as an artist. And I want to make this a video to kind of have appreciation, to contribute for just her works in general. But I love her work. I love what she's done, Saga Frontier 2 and the other Saga games as well. So anyway, that's really it for this video. I know it's kind of a non-edit style, but I just wanted to just really go and talk about Kobayashi. I can't really say her first name correctly. Tomomi. If one of you guys can say it for me, or if I'm saying it incorrect, just let me know in the comments. Also, if you know this artist from past experiences, just write on the comments in terms of your history, how you know the game, how you know the design of the game and everything like that, and share memories. I really like to hear what you guys have to say, and I do read the comments still. And so anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreons as well. I really appreciate you guys for supporting me while I'm here in New Zealand. And yes, there is some Monster Hunter stuff coming that I have thought about, so look for that in the meantime. But with all that said, you guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that, and a bag of chips in the dip. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Look, heading toward the middle of the summer, dodging particles, recover from the vibration spiraling off the arbiter. So knocking at the front entrance, knowing it's gonna offer food. Coordinates impossible to reach, growing hostile in the streets. Sometimes docile with defeat. Can't believe a chance to feed you was important enough to me. In the world with the Lord, perverted by sorcery.